How's the beard look?
Looks all right.
It's trimmed up a little bit better. Gotta have it looking pretty.
Still look like shit.
Are we on yet?
Yeah, actually, we are.
Shit.
Hey, what's up? We are the Last Pick Sports Podcast. We are here to talk sports.
God damn it. Run it again.
Fuck it, let's keep it. I'm tired of doing it. Hey, we are the Last Pick Sports Podcast. We will give you our view of sports as regular dudes. We might offend you, but we'll give you different ideas, and we'll have a damn good time doing it. And we don't really care what you think. We are brought to you today by the generous folks of Ghost Town Brewing in St. Augustine, Florida. Coming to you live in the loft. Hope you have a great time, guys.
Big country out. What's up, big country in the house?
And we are back. It is the Last Pick Sports Podcast. It's the first episode in a long time, dude. Like a long time.
Well, you know, a little thing called life has gotten in our way.
Including Hurricane Matthew.
8 people.
Got to live through that one.
8 dogs.
8 people.
1 house.
8 dogs, 1 house.
2 of those 8 people were under the age of 3.
That's correct.
3 of those 8 people sometimes act like they're under the age of 3.
Also correct. Yeah. Actually, I did bring the podcast stuff over there kind of thinking that we might do one, but it just was never quiet enough. That's just literally.
The women just wouldn't shut up.
And the internet wasn't working half the time.
That's true.
You know, so that was kind of a problem. So, man, how you been? By the way, he does have a beard back, by the way. He got rid of it.
It's looking good.
And he's starting to get it back. I can look at him seriously again. Like, when you first came down with that thing, it scared the shit out of me when you got rid of it. You look like a fucking large baby duck.
Hey, speaking of scaring the shit out of me, how about this clown fad going on in the world?
Yeah, I heard something about that the other day. What is this shit? Guys, like grown-ass men are dressing up in clown costumes and going
just
around
stand outside people's windows and shit.
Scaring people?
Some of them are like crazy and like carrying knives and guns and shit.
I'd be shooting those motherfuckers if they showed up to me.
Some motherfuckers do it some motherfuckers did it in Indiana and got shot.
You should have. It's fucking weird.
It is fucking weird.
Yeah, that's really strange, man. You're a grown-ass man. Find something better to do, like make a podcast that nobody listens to.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Shit.
Maybe that's a better hobby than dressing up as clowns, I guess.
I feel bad for clowns. Like, the actual clowns are getting a bad rap.
Yeah, clowns are getting a bad rap.
Like,
aren't clowns creepy anyway?
Clowns are trying to go to work.
Professional clowns.
Clowns
They're
are trying to
creepers.
go to work, and people are like harassing them. Like, clowns' lives matter, man. Clowns' lives matter.
Jesus God, clowns' lives matter. That's kind of behind us, by the way. All the right now, it's a little bit behind us. The kneeling in the NFL has slowed down. Doesn't look to be as prominent. Nobody's talking about it as much, at least. And speaking of that,
it's because the news is covering the future nuclear war we're about to have.
Oh God, I saved that for the end of the show. I did put that in there, but we'll get there. Yeah, it's a lot of things to catch up on, man. It's been about probably 2 or 3 weeks, hasn't it? Hurricane Matthew rolling through here. Life, and yeah, that's just been tough. So
you know how we're starting the day off? Jags are winning 4 in a row.
Jags are winning 4 in a row.
Counting last week.
All right, so the last podcast we were on, we basically talked about the fact that Gus Bradley would not make it out of London, by the way.
Well, here we are.
Here we are.
Which is good. I love Gus.
And I love Gus. I love Gus. We all love Gus.
I hope Gus wins out and goes 13-3.
I don't think he's going to win out. However, what's really cool right now is the fact that you got to win, you got a bye week, and you still come back with a pretty shitty opponent. And the fighting Brian Hoyers of the Chicago Bears.
They can win 3 in a row out of the bye week.
Yeah, the next team that's made the playoffs in the past, by the way, is the Chiefs, and that's November 6th. So you got Bears, Raiders.
You could be 4-3
Titans.
going in that game.
You could be, absolutely. You get a win. I mean,
If you fuck around and beat the Chiefs, you're 5-3 with the Texans coming to town. That's a division champion game.
And who knows what the Texans will be then?
They'll be still throwing money to Brock Osweiler because he's a giant dumpster fire. They'd have better production from the quarterback position if they would open one of the windows of Reliant Stadium or whatever the hell they call it anymore and just start throwing $100 bills out the window. And that would be more productive than that 6'7" son of a bitch.
So I was just going to say, you went on the rant before I did. I was just say, this has to tell you as an NFL GM, like, Jim Elway, is really smart. He's like, we're not going to pay you. And then everybody's like, the fucking Texans. We're going to give you $80 million, buddy. Like, oh, shit. That did not work out very well.
Here we are. Still shitty.
Well, we can't say much. I mean, we're Jags fans.
We suck again.
But I said literally in the post I have up on the website preseason, I said it was still a puzzle piece that had to get put together, and that's what we're seeing right now. They don't know who they are as a team. They haven't established their MO yet, because the MO from last year's team to the MO to this year's team is totally different. So they have to figure out who they are. And they haven't done that yet, but I do think you're starting to see it. I think this team, honestly, and guys are getting on Gus Bradley, but I think this is going to be the team that if they can grind out 23, 24 points, and that defense is going to continually get better, it's going to be basically it's going to be the Seattle. It's going to look more like the Seattle Seahawks than it ever has.
For whatever reason, the Gus Bradley staple on offense,
we got to find a way to run the ball.
Outside zone stretch plays, and I think
against the Colts,
you saw against the Colts that they're a downhill running game and just line it up and pound. And I think you're going to see line up and pound them up. You're going to see not Seattle. You're going to see the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Here's the thing: as an offensive
Blake
line
Bortles
guy,
is similar to Ben Roethlisberger.
As an offensive line guy, the best thing you can do is you turn around to your offensive line guys and says, "Guys,
fire out and beat them.
Fire out and beat a guy." And
so
now you've excited them.
Now you're talking about
production's going up.
A pretty dynamic back, a bruiser back, offensive line that's played well, and
Yeldon and
Jokel being
both
out.
Look good. Ivory was it?
Ivory played in London.
They both.
Yeldon looked really good, and you're letting them run downhill, and then all of a sudden you boot with Blake, and that's his game, and that's where your big plays are. I mean, and the fact that our defense, the Jaguars' defense, has been way ahead of where people thought it would.
Oh yeah, I mean it's. Well, Jalen Ramsey's the truth.
People thought we'd be winning and losing games 42-35.
No. I think the defenses look decent.
Jalen Ramsey is unbelievable.
The only game that the defense didn't look good was San Diego. That was a weird like. I mean, they still gave up 27 to the Colts, but that's still Andrew Luck. I mean,
for 3 quarters they looked dominant.
Yeah, no, they did absolutely, and it's just a matter of are they going to figure it out? And the other side of that is Luke Jokel's out for the season now. So that sucks. That really sucks.
He was really coming around at guard. I thought he had some time to redeem himself.
All right, so who's the what's the offensive line going to look like now? It's going to be Parnell, you still got your right side. Linder at center. Is it going to be? They talked about Amame.
It's Mame.
Amame and Beecham, right?
It's Mame and Beecham. Which Mame is a just smaller.
I don't even know who this guy is. They just started talking about him. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? He wasn't even on my radar at the beginning of the season. Was he like the last guy to make it? Who is he?
Omame. Patrick Omame.
Okay, that sounds more familiar. Patrick?
University of Michigan.
Oh, I like him already.
He is
Big Ten offensive lineman.
6'5", 310. He's from Columbus, and he went to Michigan.
Oh, shit. That's not good. Probably pisses people off.
He played soccer growing up.
Okay, so he's got feet. We know that.
He was recruited by Princeton University before he went to Michigan.
So he's smart as shit. Okay, went to Princeton. Okay, all right.
3-star, went to Michigan. Had some
Where'd they get him from there? Okay, he's bounced around, man. He was with shit. He's been
49ers, Buccaneers, Bears.
4th team, and it's only been in the league for 3.5 years. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, either way, I mean, guys.
But here, let me tell you about this. First year, he got cut. Second year, signed with Buccaneers, started all 16 games. Signed with the Bears. 2 years later, played 679 steps. So, I mean, he's, I like him. He mauled some dudes. He's a big dude. I think we'll be fine. I think once they get running downhill and Bortles boots out and they're good to go, I mean,
He's a good-looking guy.
I think this team is still 8-8.
I don't think you can completely throw out like the record predictions because I thought they would. I thought in order for them to get to 7 or 8 wins or even 9, they would really have to push late in the year.
Well, they still have.
And they did that last year though. They pushed late in the year.
7 games.
They were just away from it
versus AFC South.
Yeah,
let's not forget that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
7 games, and you still play Chicago Sunday.
Tennessee twice.
Still play Chicago Sunday, so there's 8.
Still got Houston
still
twice.
Still play the Lions.
You don't know what. Listen, here's the end of the day. If you can be at 5 wins at going into the last 3 weeks of this season, because you're going to have Houston, Tennessee, Indy. Indy's going to be decimated by that.
If you're at 6 or 7, then you're talking about winning 10 games and clinching the division.
Yeah. If you can find a way to get 2 out of these next 3, and get to 3. You pick one. You got at Detroit, at Buffalo. Denver's going to be a tough one, obviously.
It is, but it's at home, and if you can find a way...
Denver and Minnesota look really tough
If you can find a way to score 21 points on the Broncos, you win.
If you can hold on.
In Minnesota, they're another monster right now. Maybe they'll be sitting their starters by that time because no one in the North is going to catch them.
No, they're really, really good. Like, really good.
Just go 8-0 against the division. It's simple.
Yeah, well.
You already want to know.
You
can't go 8-0 without being 1-0.
Thank you for that, Smitty. I just their schedule's manageable now. They're gonna have some options. If Bradley can get them right, man, I'm just worried about Bortles. He doesn't look that great right now. I think he's regressed. I really do. The mechanics look slow. He's throwing things off his back foot.
Until Sunday, 2 weeks ago, when they got him out of the pocket and make plays.
No. Well, the running game helped too. He's not just sitting back there fucking trying to get. I don't think that's who Blake Bortles is. I think Blake Bortles
here's the thing,
he's not a guy that you want to throw 40 times a fucking game.
When you're running for 30 yards a game, they're going to be sitting in cover 4 and just
they're
going to.
Like everybody, I think, kind of thought he was this gunslinger and this guy that was just going to sit in the pocket.
He's Big Ben.
I want to roll him out. I want to move
Ben
him.
Roethlisberger without the rape charge.
And I want the running. I want that team to look exactly like the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Without the shitty jerseys.
Without the fucking bumblebee jerseys. By the way, they retired those. Congratulations, Pittsburgh.
When? They just wore them Sunday.
I know. That was the last time they were ever wearing them.
Hey, so speaking of jerseys.
I'm pretty happy about that.
And a team that never changes theirs. The Irish. They're still doing it, right? They're still there? That's still a thing?
Who?
Notre Dame football. Is that still a thing?
I'm sorry. I don't understand what you're saying.
Is there still a team in South Bend that plays football in the fall?
Yeah. South Bend Adams has a team.
The Penn Kingsmen.
Yeah, the Penn Kingsmen have a
real
team.
Good powerhouse up there.
Yep. I believe the Mishawaka Cavemen are still pretty decent.
Yeah. Speaking of that, one of our buddies up there is taking on the South Bend Riley this week. Good luck to our boy Faust and the Fighting Eagles.
I believe that's at afaust23.
At afaust23.
He is an official Last Pick Sports follower. We don't have a nickname for those guys though. Just last picks.
You mean Faust?
Faust.
The one guy.
TX Bowler. There's like 4.
TX Bowler's still in the house.
There's 4. Yeah.
So you got Stanford this week.
Speaking of which, Scotty did text me to ask me about you doing a Ryder Cup episode, and I'm like, no, I don't have any time, man.
Nope.
So, by the way, go USA. Go USA.
And by the way, Scotty, it's about to rain, or it's about to snow where you're at, so suck it.
Yeah, it is about to snow. Good luck.
So,
is there any predictions, or are you just guessing?
On snow?
Yeah.
It's October in the Northeast.
Did you look at the National Weather Service? I wasn't sure.
Weather Service.
You do when there's a fucking hurricane on the coast all of a sudden.
It affects my life, and I care about my
You forgot. It was only 5 days ago. We're sitting in the middle of a hurricane.
So the Stanford game looks somewhat more winnable.
Yeah. So, not only that, they're favored by 2.5.
I project...
How do you feel about that, Christian McCaffrey?
I project the Irish...
Play.
I'm afraid to say I think the ceiling for your Irish might be 5 wins.
Yeah, it doesn't really get much easier. Well, I mean, when you suck, it's all hard. Maybe when you suck, it's all hard. So, back when you were sitting there going, oh, Duke's a for sure win, NC State's a for sure win, we've beaten a